Today, we're going to talk about a very simple rule that lets some of the most powerful people on the planet, we're talking diplomats, CEOs, world leaders, tackle massive crises behind closed doors. It's called the Chatham House Rule. And honestly, it might just be one of the most effective tools for real, honest conversation ever invented. So let's just start with a fundamental question. How in the world do you get influential people to talk about incredibly sensitive stuff with complete honesty? When they know that just one single word taken out of context and printed somewhere could absolutely tank their career or totally derail an international agreement. And that right there, that's what you could call the expert's dilemma. The whole problem is that to make any real progress, you need people to be open and honest. But in these high-stakes situations, being open is just incredibly risky. I mean, think about it. When you know every single word you say is on the record, you naturally play it safe, right? You stick to the official talking points. You definitely don't float any new or kind of controversial ideas, which, of course, are the exact kinds of ideas we need to solve our biggest, most complex problems. This is precisely the problem the Chatham House Rule was made to solve. And its real power, its beauty, is in just how simple and elegant it is. Okay. So the official wording is, a little bit formal, kind of legal sounding, but for good reason. Here it is. When a meeting, or part thereof, is held under the Chatham House Rule, participants are free to use the information received, but neither the identity nor the affiliation of the speakers, nor that of any other participant may be revealed. Phew, okay, let's boil that down. Here's the guiding spirit of the whole thing. Share the information you get, but do not, under any circumstances, reveal who said it. The ideas can leave the room, but the person who said them stays anonymous. That, right there, is the simple genius of it. So how does this actually play out in a real meeting? Well, it all comes down to a super clear line between what you can talk about later and what you absolutely can't. What the rule does is create this powerful firewall. On one side, you have the ideas themselves, the opinions, the raw information, the insights. All of that is totally free. You can take it out into the world, share it, debate it. But on the other side of that firewall, the identities of the people in the room, who they are, who they work for, that is locked down tight. And that protection is what frees everybody up to actually talk. And there's this common misconception that this is some secret, exclusive club for diplomats in London. Nope, not at all. It's a tool for anyone, anywhere. Your tech startup could use it, a local community board. Any group that's trying to tackle a tricky issue can just agree to use it. Really, you should think of it like an open source piece of software, but for having better conversations. Okay, so we've covered the what and the how. But what about the why? I mean, what's the real, tangible impact of protecting someone's identity like this? It's amazing, actually. The second you take away that fear of being personally quoted, the whole dynamic of a room just changes. People feel safe enough to maybe even challenge their own side's assumptions. They can test out wild, radical new ideas, and they can speak with a level of frankness that would be completely impossible otherwise. And that's how you break down barriers and get to some genuinely new solutions. At the end of the day, it all comes down to one absolutely crucial thing: trust. The rule builds a trusted environment, and inside that trusted space, people can finally get to the real work of solving the seriously tough problems that affect all of us. Now, to really appreciate how unique this rule is, it helps to see where it fits on, let's call it, a spectrum of secrecy. Because it's not total secrecy, but it's for sure not a free-for-all either. So on one end of the spectrum, you've got on the record. You know this one. Everything can be quoted, everything can be attributed to a specific person. All the way on the other end, you have off the record, where you can't use or share any of the information, period. The Chatham House Rule carves out this brilliant middle ground. It sets the information free, but it keeps the person protected. It's this perfect compromise that really gives you the best of both worlds. So, I'll leave you with this final thought. We live in an age of intense public scrutiny, right? Social media, 24/7 news, every single word can be instantly blasted around the world and judged. And because of that, truly honest conversations feel harder and harder to come by. Which kind of makes you wonder, where in our own work, in our communities, or even in our own lives, could we use a little more of the Chatham House Rule? It's something to think about.